Hello and welcome to the Target UPSC Prelims 2025 Current Affairs Revision Series. And in today's episode, we will be covering the topic of GS Paper 3, that is Environment and Ecology. So let's begin. And the first topic that we will be studying is heat waves. So as of now, because the month of April, May, June, they have started and the North India will be suffering, and the problem has already started of the heat wave. Now, heat wave basically is about increase in the temperature, abnormally high temperature. Now, why this was in news? Because India's recent heat wave crisis has resurfaced the debate about adding that heat waves to the list of notified disasters covered by the Disaster Management Act of 2005 instead of only a natural disaster. So as of now, it is only a natural disaster, but till now has not been added to the list of the notified disasters. Now, notified disasters are disasters which have the legal backing by the government, and it is under the Disaster Management Act of 2005, and the fundings are also provided by the state and the central government, but it is not till now not a notifiable or notified disaster. So a notified disaster is one that has been officially recognized by the government. So officially the government recognizes that disaster, and as of now the notified disaster, there are 13 category of disasters which are included in the notified disaster. Example being cyclones, earthquakes, tsunamis, landslides and many more. Then they are typically defined in a legal framework like the Disaster Management Act of 2005. Now, when we say heat wave, what is a heat wave? So, heat wave is a period of abnormally high temperature that occurs during the time period in the summer season. And if we talk about the months, then in the months of April, May, June. And heat waves typically occur between March and June, and in rare cases, it extends till July also. Now, what is the IMD criteria for defining a heat wave? Now, when we say abnormally high temperature, then there must be some digits which talks that now heat wave has started. So, that is, it is considered if maximum temperature of a station reaches at least 40 degrees Celsius or more. 40 degrees Celsius or more for plains. Now, see, there are different criteria, like for plains, that is 40 degrees Celsius or more. Then there is for coastal areas, and then there is for hills. So for plains it is 40 degrees Celsius and more. Then for hilly regions it is 30 degrees Celsius or more, and for coastal regions it is around 37 degrees Celsius or more. So this is the criteria for heat waves. Now let us talk about the heat wave criteria. So for plains 40 degrees Celsius and more, and for hills 30 degrees Celsius and more, and for coastal areas 37 degrees Celsius and more. Now, what is the condition in which it is called a heat wave and a severe heat wave? So in plains, if the temperature, or at any place the temperature is, like for example, if the temperature is 40 degrees Celsius, if the temperature will rise by 5 degrees Celsius or 6 degrees Celsius, then it will be known as heat wave. So the average temperature, like for example, if it is 40 degrees Celsius, then above 40 degrees Celsius, if the increase is by around 5 degrees Celsius, then it will be a heat wave. And in case of the severe heat wave, for example, if the temperature is 40 degrees Celsius, then if the rise in the temperature is around 6 to 7 degrees Celsius, then it will come under the category of the severe heat waves. So the deviation from the temperature in heat wave condition, it is around 5 degrees Celsius, and in severe heat wave condition, it is about 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. Now the heat index categorizes temperatures into different levels through colors. So whenever we say it is heat wave, so usually we see the color red. Then there are different colors that we see on the maps while talking about the temperatures. So that is with regard to the heat index and the different levels of colors which indicate the level of heat. Like for example, green is experimental heat index less than 35 degrees Celsius. Yellow is between 36 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. Then comes orange color, and that is between 46 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius. Then comes the red color, and that is more than 55 degrees Celsius. So when there is peak summers, the temperature in certain areas goes above 55 degrees Celsius. Like for example, the northern India, especially in the regions of Rajasthan, the western parts of Rajasthan. Then before that, let me just tell you that when we talk about heat waves, so there are very negative impact of heat wave, and that is the person's body can suffer from dehydration. You will feel dizziness, you will feel fever, headache, and you always need to hydrate your body all the time. And there are few of the things that you need to do if you are going out of your home when the heat wave is going on. So that is, you need to carry always with yourself a water bottle. Then you need to keep on doing intake of any kind of fluid, like for example chach or lassi. Then you need to cover your body or your head with certain scarf or anything else, and then try avoiding, if not necessary, try avoiding going into the direct sunlight. Now coming on to the next topic, and that is the topic of India State of Forest Report. So the India State of Forest Report for the year 2023 has been released, and the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has released the 18th India State of Forest Report for the year 2023. You need to remember the edition, that is the 18th edition. Then it is brought out by the Forest Survey of India on biennial basis, and this has been going on since the year 1987. Biennial means once in 2 years. So you need to remember this, star mark this point, that who takes out the ISFR report. So that is the FSI, that is the Forest Survey of India, biennial, once in 2 years. Then the 18th India State of Forest Report 2023, it highlights the positive trends and the concerning points. Now the positive trends is with regard to the forest and tree cover, carbon stock, soil health, while on the other hand there were few of the points which were challenges also, like for example the increasing trend of forest fire and the mangrove loss, because the number of mangroves are going down. So the key findings of the Indian State of Forest Report 2023, it talks about that the total forest and tree cover of the country is around 8,27,356.95 kilometers, which is around 25.17% of the geographical area of the country. See, these numbers will not be asked in the examination. What you need to remember is the trend which is going on. So as of now, you need to remember that whether the tree cover is on a rise or the tree cover is on a fall. I am telling you these data or these numbers so that to get you more credibility that how things are happening. So total forest cover and tree cover is around 25.17% of the total geographical area of the country. Then the country's forest and tree cover has increased by 1445.81 kilometers, and the forest cover compared to 2021, around 156 kilometer rise has been observed. So forest cover has increased. Then area wise, top 3 states having largest forest cover. So largest forest cover, which state has area wise? That is, first is Madhya Pradesh. Second comes Arunachal Pradesh, and third comes Chhattisgarh. This is an important point, that area wise which state has the highest forest cover. So that is Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Then around 19 states or union territories have above 33% of the geographical area under forest cover. Now according to the National Forest Policy of India, every state or union territory must have around 33% of the forest cover in that state. Then the country's forest carbon stock is estimated at around 7,285 million tons, with an increase of 81.5 million tons compared to 2021. So with regard to the forest carbon stock, it is a positive trend, and forest, oceans, these are one of the biggest carbon stocks, and this also becomes very important for the planet, that the carbon stock must be maintained or must increase. Then the Western Ghats eco-sensitive areas covers around 60,285 kilometers with 73% under forest cover. So around 73% is under forest cover. Then mangrove cover, if we talk about, then the mangrove cover of India is around 4,991 This represents 0.15% of total geographical area with a net decrease of 7.43 kilometers since 2021. So the mangrove cover is on a decline as compared to 2021. 7.43% decrease has been observed, and this is a concerning point because mangroves plays a very important part in our ecosystem and in our biodiversity, as they are the, you can say that they are the line which protects the environment from any kind of disasters or approaching the coastline of the land. So mangroves on the other hand is also a very good carbon sink and is also a very good source of increase of the green cover. And if we talk about the highest mangrove, so that is in the Sundarbans, West Bengal. Then the top three states with the most fire incidents in the time period of 2023-24, that is Uttarakhand, Odisha and Chhattisgarh. So maximum number of forest fire incidents have been observed in the state of Uttarakhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Now talking about the Forest Survey of India. So the Forest Survey of India has been established in the year 1981, succeeding the Press Investment Survey of Forest Resources initiated in 1965. Then if we talk about 1976, then the National Commission on Agriculture has recommended establishing a National Forest Survey organization, leading to the creation of FSI. So National Forest Survey organization, which led to the creation of the Forest Survey of India. Then the PISFR was initiated in 1965 by the Government of India with the sponsorship of FAO and UNDP, that is the United Nations Development Program, and FAO. Then the parent organization is the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. So the FSI also comes under the Ministry of Environment. Now coming on to the third topic, and that is with regards to Mission Mausam, and the name itself is telling that Mission Mausam is related to the weather and the weather forecasting, that how well India is prepared to deal with any kind of delay with regard to the information which comes and which predicts that what the weather and how the weather is behaving. Now this was in news because the Union Cabinet has approved the Mission Mausam with an outlay of rupees 2000 crore over the next 2 years, and this is with regard to enhancing India's ability to predict and respond to extreme weather events and the impacts of climate change. So that is with regard to predicting and responding to the extreme weather events. Like for example, the extreme weather events like landslide. So landslide, or you can say more extreme weather, is cyclone, earthquake. So it is under the Mission Mausam that through radars and satellites, the position or the formation of the earthquake or the cyclone in the Bay of Bengal or the Arabian Sea, the satellite or the radars must be able to give the information that any kind of depression has been observed and in future there are chances of any extreme weather events occurring. So that is how the extreme weather event preparedness will also be done. So this will enhance India's ability to predict and respond any extreme weather event and the impact of climate change. Now let us talk about the focus areas. So this includes accuracy, modeling, radars, satellites and accurate agromet forecast. So through the help of radars, satellites, the accuracy level of the prediction of any extreme weather event must improve. Then it will help equip stakeholders including citizens to better manage extreme weather events, because these extreme weather events, they cause a lot of harm to the public property and also to the life of the people. So if the predictability will increase, then the people and the government will be able to better manage the extreme weather events. So the mission is implemented by the IMD, that is the Indian Meteorological Department, then the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, then National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting. So these three are the key institutions under the Ministry of Earth Science, and they are the implementing agency for the Mission Mausam. that is Indian Meteorological Department, IMD. Then comes the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, that is IITM. Then the National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting. Then comes the component of the mission. So what are the components of the mission, Mausam? So that is deployment of next generation radars and satellite systems with advanced sensors. So radars, satellite systems and advanced sensors. Then development of enhanced earth system models. Then a GIS based automated decision support system for real time data sharing. So these are the few of the components of the mission Mausam. Then comes the next topic, and that is the National Water Awards. And National Water Awards is that the Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, and this comes under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. They have announced the winner for the 5th National Water Award for the year 2023. So this was the 5th edition of the National Water Award. So this award recognizes the efforts of individuals, organizations and the institutions across India, and this is with regards to basically the water conservation and the management of water, that how effective and efficient the water conservation management is going on. So the National Water Awards focus on good practices in water management, highlighting initiatives that align with the government's mission of Jal Samriddh Water, that is the water enriched India, and people should be able to get the tap water and the good drinking water, so that the enrichment of water or the better quality of water can be provided to the citizens of India. Then this was launched in the year 2018. So the awards was launched in the year 2018, and they have gained prominence with winners from across the country being recognized for their contributions to water management, and around 38 winners were there across 9 categories. And the aim is to raise awareness and encourage best practices in water usage and sustainability, so that in future also the water conservation aspect must become more sustainable, and what we are passing on to the future generation must also be, the water should be conserved, better quality of water and sustainable water. Then what are the few are the key points of it? That is, in the best state category, Odisha has claimed the top prize. Then Uttar Pradesh has secured the second rank. Gujarat and Puducherry were honored as joint third place winners. So first place is Odisha, second is Uttar Pradesh, third is Gujarat and Puducherry. Then other prominent winners were Urban Local Body. Best award was given to Surat, Gujarat. Then other awards were then Thiruvananthapuram, Pullampara, Kerala, Best Village Panchayat. Best Village Panchayat. Best Civil Society is BAIF Development Research Foundation in Pune. Then comes the Water User Association. So that is Pintakli Project Union is with regard to Water User Association. Then Best Water User Association is also from Maharashtra. Then next is the best school or college. So that is the government upper primary school, Seeker, and Seeker is in Rajasthan. Then next award is best institution. So that is Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So these are few other awards which has been given under the category. Coming on to the next topic, and that is the 10th anniversary of Soil Health Card Scheme. Very important, Soil Health Card. So the year 2025 have marked the 10th anniversary of the Soil Health Card Scheme, and the scheme was launched in the year 2015, and the location was Rajasthan. So the aim is basically that how the health of the soil must improve, like for example the fertility levels of the soil must improve, and the soil must be more enriched with regards to the macronutrients and the micronutrients involvement under it. So what is a soil health card scheme? So it is a centrally sponsored scheme. And this will assist the state government in issuing soil health cards to all farmers across India. So for all the farmers it is present. Then it provides farmers with information on the nutrient status of their soil and recommendation that how the fertility of the soil or how the soil can be made more enriched. Then soil samples are collected twice a year. So in 1 year, 2 times the soil samples will be collected post harvest of Rabi and Kharif crops or when no standing crop in the field is there. So this, when the sample is collected and they are studied, so it tells us that how the soil is performing and what is the best time for the soil to be fertile and when the soil is enriched and what the soil is lacking. Now, the soil health card provides soil status for 12 parameters. So, these 12 parameters is basically about the macronutrients and the micronutrients. Now, macronutrients are nutrients which are required in larger quantities and also the nutrient which the soil needs to be more fertile and enriched. Example being nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur. Now coming on to the micronutrients. So these are zinc, iron, copper, manganese and boron. Then other properties which the soil health card will also talks about. So that is pH, that is acidity and basicity of the soil and how that aspect can be looked into. If the acidity is more, then how can it be lowered, and if the basicity is more, then how can it be measured or how can it come to the normal. Then electrical conductivity and the organic carbon. So these are few of the aspects that what the soil health card will talk about. Next is what are the initiatives under the soil health card. So that is the village level soil testing labs. That is village level soil testing labs. So the village level soil testing labs are small decentralized soil testing labs at local level. So local level means at the panchayat level. So there are soil testing labs and these labs will test the soil and will give the detailed outlook of the soil, that how the soil is performing. Then school soil health program, that is the aim is to educate students on soil health and sustainability through sample collection, testing and SHG generation. Then the integration with the RKVY, and that is the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. So the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana is also a component under the soil health and fertility. And then it is an umbrella scheme for ensuring holistic development of agriculture and allied sector. So how the agriculture holistically will grow and how it will perform and improve. Now coming on to the next topic, and that is the annual groundwater quality report 2024. So the annual groundwater quality report is published by the Central Groundwater Board under the Jal Shakti Ministry. Central Groundwater Board and the ministry is Ministry of Jal Shakti. Then this highlights significant concerns about the groundwater quality in India. So in India, the groundwater, what is the quality? What is the acidity and the basicity level and whether it is polluted or not. Then it reveals a troubling rise in groundwater contamination across India with more districts showing excessive nitrate levels. Now contamination is a problem and this contamination can be with regard to nitrate, fluoride, uranium, mercury, and because if the amount of contamination or the number of contamination goes high, then this creates a problem with regard to the health of the individual who are consuming that water. Now key findings of the report is as of the year 2023, 440 districts. So around 440 districts have reported excessive nitrate levels in groundwater, and this is up from 359 districts in the year 2017. So from 2017 till the year 2023, the number of districts who are complaining about the excessive use of nitrate in the water has increased. Then Rajasthan 49%, Karnataka 48%, Tamil Nadu 37%. They have also reported high levels of nitrate contamination. So this is a problem. Now let us talk about few of the contamination or how the contamination is done. What are the components of it? So you can say mercury contamination is there, and if the high level of mercury will be present, then Minamata disease can be done. Then there is nitrate contamination. If the high level of nitrates will be present in the water, then blue baby syndrome can be caused. Then there is fluoride contamination. High levels of fluoride can cause the knock knee problem. Then uranium contamination is also there. So contamination, and if these components will increase, then the people who are getting in contact with the water will be at risk. Around 60.4% of groundwater is being extracted across India, and they maintain a steady rate since 2009. Now about the Central Groundwater Board. So what is it? So it was established under the Ministry of Water Resources, and this Ministry of Water Resources is now known as the Ministry of Jal Shakti, and it is basically the apex body for managing, exploring, monitoring, assessing and regulating groundwater resources in India. Established in the year 1970, this was initially formed by renaming the Exploratory Tube Bells Organization and was later on merged with the Groundwater Wing of the Geological Survey of India in the year 1972. And the Central Groundwater Authority has been constituted under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Important point, Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Next point is with regard to the Ken-Betwa link project. So this is basically about interlinking of the Ken and the Betwa river. One river is in Uttar Pradesh while the other is in Madhya Pradesh. So basically sending the water from the river who has surplus water to the river which has less water, so that the irrigation purpose of the other place where there is lack of water can be solved. So the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has laid the foundation stone for the Ken-Betwa link project in Madhya Pradesh, Khajuraho, and the rupees 45,000 crore initiative, and this initiative is under the part or is the part of the National Perspective Plan for Interlinking of Rivers, and the aim is to resolve the water scarcity in the Bundelkhand region, because the Bundelkhand region suffers from water scarcity and the irrigation or the farming becomes very difficult in that region. Now, the Ken-Betwa link project is India's first initiative under the National Interlinking River Project, which was formulated in the year 1980 and has been implemented by the Ken-Betwa Link Project Authority. Aim is to transfer water from Ken River, and the Ken River is present in Madhya Pradesh, to the Betwa River. Betwa River is present in Uttar Pradesh. See, Ken River and Betwa River. Ken is Madhya Pradesh, Betwa is Uttar Pradesh, and Ken and Betwa both are tributaries of Yamuna. Now let us talk about the National Perspective Plan for Interlinking Rivers. So this was formulated in the year 1980 by the Ministry of Irrigation, which is now known as the Ministry of Jal Shakti, and the aim is to develop water resources through inter-basin transfer of water. It means passing on water from one river to passing on water to another river, and the main component is Himalayan river and the Peninsular river. Now Himalayan river and Peninsular river, the Himalayan river are river basically who has water throughout the year, while the peninsular rivers are not the river which has water throughout the year. There are rivers which has water throughout the year, while there are rivers which does not have water throughout the year. So perennial rivers are also there and ephemeral river are also there. So basically transferring water from the river which has water throughout the year to the river which is lacking water. And around 30 linked projects has been proposed, with 16 under the peninsular component and 14 under the Himalayan component. Now if we talk about the peninsular rivers, then the development component is focusing linking rivers in southern and central India. Key projects include Mahanadi, Godavari, Godavari Krishna and Ken-Betwa. Now talking about the Himalayan rivers, main aim is to divert surplus water from eastern tributaries of Ganga and Brahmaputra to the western region. Examples being Kosi, Ghagra and Gandak Ganga interlinking projects. Now coming on to the next aspect, and that is the UNFCCC COP29. COP stands for the Conference of Parties and UNFCCC stands for United Nations Framework Convention to Combat Climate Change, and this took place in Baku, Azerbaijan. One of the most important aspect which can be asked in the examination this year. Then the UNFCCC COP29 concluded in Baku, Azerbaijan, and the conference saw more than 200 countries negotiating agreement. But in the end, the developing countries was not happy with the proposal that has been made by the developed countries, and India among the developing countries was one of the front runners who has shown discontent and disregard with the behavior of the developed countries and the unwillingness of the developed countries to be giving the compensating amounts to the developing countries for what they have done over the years, and their contribution with regards to the increasing temperature and increasing the problem of climate change and the global warming, and the developing countries like for example the South Asian countries and the Southeast Asian countries, African countries and the island countries. So these countries have together shown their disregard and discontent towards the developing countries. A major breakthrough at COP29 was the new collective quantified goal on climate finance. So this was one of the breakthrough reasons of, or the breakthrough of the COP29. Then the aim is triple climate finance for developing countries, and that is around USD 300 billion per year by 2035, and the previous was USD 100 billion, and the developed countries taking the lead. But the problem was that the developed countries have agreed to give 300 billion, but the ask from the developing countries in the island countries was around 1.3 trillion, but the developed countries have not completed it or not agreed to it, and what they have given is a very less amount. So it reached a landmark agreement COP29 to finalize the mechanism for carbon market, including country-to-country trading and a centralized carbon market under the United Nations, in which the country who has surplus credit can give it to the country who has less credit and can take monetary benefit in regard of it. Now, over 30 countries, including the US, Germany, UK, UAE, they have endorsed a COP29 declaration on reducing methane from organic waste, and India is not a signatory to it. So the declaration is with regard to reducing methane from organic waste. Now COP29, they adopted the Baku work plan and renewed the facilitating working group mandate under the local communities and indigenous peoples platform. So Baku work plan was adopted. So a decision was also made to extend the Lima work program on gender. Lima work program on gender for another 10 years. So this talks about gender equality in climate action and the need for a new gender action plan to be adopted at COP30, and COP30 is meant to take place in Brazil. So Lima work program on gender. Then the COP29 presidency in partnership with the FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, has launched the Baku Climate Initiative for farmers also. So these are the points that you need to remember, that Lima work program on gender, Baku work plan, then also declaration on reducing methane from organic waste. So these are the points that you need to remember. Now, why COP is important for India? Because India's first NDC was submitted in the year 2015 and it updated its climate goals in the year 22. And this talks about reducing emissions intensity by 33 to 35% and meeting 40% of its energy capacity from non-fossil fuels like solar energy, wind energy, thermal energy, and reaching the net zero target by the year 2070. And India has been a major beneficiary of funds through mechanisms like the Green Climate Fund and carbon credit markets. And these are few of the reasons that India gets its benefit, that it becomes it becomes important for India to be part of the COPs. Then India leads the like-minded developing countries and the basic group at COP, and also it shows that India is the leader of the global South. So India in COP29 also behaved like it and was at the front runner when it comes to showing its discontent with regards to the finance, that is of 300 billion US dollars which the developed countries were giving to the developing and the least developed countries. So these were the topics that we discussed in today's episode, and in the end of prelims MCQ, and like always you need to give the answer in the comments below. So the question is, consider the following statements regarding groundwater contamination in India. First, nitrate contamination has increased in India with 440 districts reporting excessive nitrate levels as of 2023, up from 359 districts in 2017. Very factual one, but we have discussed this in the video. Second statement, fluoride contamination is a significant issue only in Rajasthan, Haryana and Tamil Nadu. Third is, the monsoon season sees a higher percentage of groundwater samples exceeding safe nitrate limits compared to the pre-monsoon season. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? So because we have discussed this in the video very clearly, we mentioned it in one of the slides. So go back to that slide and then give me the answer in the comments below. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.